Welcome back, yes, to the calmest studio you will ever experience in TV land. We had a sound bath just before. Great to get me into a creative, open-minded frame, because we're about to get very creative. When it comes to creating a beautiful home, it is easy to get caught up in the latest trends and maybe forget about what that core vision is. But the truth is, the best spaces aren't built around what's just popular. They're built around what feels like you, what represents you. From bold and modern to warm and timeless, understanding your personal design style can make every decor decision a whole lot easier. But how do we get to that point? Well, today we are joined by Easylife Kitchen's National Training Manager, who knows exactly how to do this, Monique da Costa Killian, and then PG Bison, National Manager for Demand Creation, Tabile de Corbe, to unlock your unique design personality with Easylife Kitchen's Know Your Style tool. It's an actual tool that we can use now, and how PG Bison's range of amazing colours, their textures, their finishes can help bring this vision to life. I love this. Do you feel like this before every project, where you get so excited about the possibilities, because the possibilities are endless? Yeah. But it's got to start with us. Trends are great to have. We want to be able to dip into that. But it's difficult for those of us who aren't trained, who haven't quite taken this journey yet. How does it begin? Why is this such an intimidating thing, do you think?
So I think, our home is our happy place, and we want to come...
It's a safe place.
Yeah, exactly. We want to come home and we want to feel comfortable in that space, and it's really trying to identify what it is that I like in the space that makes me feel happy. And that comes down to style. And we have 4 major styles that we work with, especially in the kitchen industry, and that is modern, contemporary, classic, and farmhouse.
Okay.
So being able to identify where you fall in on that kind of spectrum will help us then be able to kind of guide you in what materials to use. So if you like modern, you might want glossy finishes or matte finishes, but more clean lines. All of those kind of things give us assistance, so we can then guide you.
It's like a north, south, east, west kind of a scenario, and I love that, because some of us have a little bit of all of that in us. Yeah. And I remember that I was addicted. There was a cottage vibe at one point, which I think fits into the farm style kind of vibe, but it just worked so beautifully for the setup that I had. We change with life, our seasons change. How do we know? How do we start to identify what style works for us?
So we have a style quiz on our website.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, so you go to www.easylifekitchens.co.za and you go to the tab that says Inspiration. And in that tab, there's the quiz. And it's very fun and interactive. You just go and select one of the 4 pictures that speak to you.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, and then that will then pop out at the end which style is your kind of personality, and then we can then guide them in that direction. I
love it, because the inspiration starts with that. It's not just about kind of closing that creative lane, but actually opening up to greater choices, because you can get more nuanced.
Yes.
And that's when the colours and the textures and the finishes really come to bear.
Yeah.
So how do we represent personality? Once we've identified what we love about our own style, how do we bring that to life?
I think when looking at a space, we need to consider 3 things. So the colour, the textures, and the finishes that are available. Now, when it comes to color, which is my favorite part, it's about also looking at, from a client perspective, look at the colors of your floors, look at what your wall colors look like, and then interpret that into your space. So for a more sophisticated look and feel, the darker colors would give you that sort of design style.
That gravitas,
And, and for a more timeless look and feel, you would maybe look or lean more to the natural, more green types of colors in the space. And then textures come in, where deep texture can be interpreted into the space, where you then create a bit more depth on your design as well.
I love it, because it must feel different to every person that comes in there. But to you, it's going to be a space you're going to spend a lot of time, but you want to get the most out of it. But I really like this notion of kind of educating ourselves about ourselves before we take any big steps there. So the Know Your Style tool, talk us through kind of what brought us to this point, because it's a great tool for you guys to use, and how do we get the most out of it?
So I think for us at Easylife, we discovered that our clients do fall into these 4 categories. And so being able to help them identify themselves in those categories then helps us to give them what they want.
You're not kind of reverse baking the cake, you know.
And also, it really then guides us in the direction of which kind of materials Also, budget can also, maybe you have farmhouse and you think farmhouse traditionally has profile doors, but maybe we can actually go with one of our nice PG colors that have a green tone to it, and it doesn't need to be kind of a traditional farmhouse. We can really play and mix with things.
And you control the ecosystem, so you can add value where you really need to add value, and you also know. I'd love to know, how many kitchens have you guys done? How many lessons have you guys learned through this process? And that's when the nuanced choices really come to bear. When we look at and I know we're not trend kind of defined, but we love to see what people are loving, and that's often what gives us the inspiration. So when it comes to those finishing touches, when it comes to that final layer of inspiration, what's got you guys inspired?
So some of the big trends that we are seeing at the moment is two-toning. So where you would then choose a solid color and bring in a wood grain into that space to warm it up. But over and above just two-toning, there's now three-toning, where clients want to add 3 colors into a space, but you need to be very careful with that in terms of how you lay it out in the design perspective. What really is interesting to me at the moment as well is color carcassing. So where naturally any designer would sort of say, let's do a white carcass on the inside, you can now actually play with color on the inside. So make the inside of your cupboards as interesting as the outside of the cupboards itself.
That is going to be the most pirated term of the day, color carcassing. I absolutely love it, but it's a great way to think about it, because we're going to build and add layers to it. There's going to be depth. How do people connect? If they want to design their life like this, how do they connect with you guys?
Well, we have showrooms across the whole of the country, which is, yes, and it's best to get inspiration from those showrooms. So we suggest coming into them. You can go onto our website to get a full list of where we are based, and we go to inspire you as soon as you step through that door.
And we're going to inspire you with yourself. You're going to learn more about yourself and your own style, and what really makes you happy, what makes you comfortable, what creates that beautiful, inspiring, safe place. Oh, and you get to do this in a way that is just going to open more doors for you creatively as you go on this journey, which is great. So finding your design style isn't just about following trends. We love what's popular, but you are the most important element here. It's about creating spaces that reflect who you are and how you live and what you want your space to feel like. And whether you're planning a complete kitchen renovation or simply maybe just refreshing that carcass, understanding what resonates with you, what the right vibration is maybe that first step towards making a confident design choice. So if you want to go and discover your own style and explore the possibilities that are available through Easylife Kitchens and PG Bison as their partner, please go and visit their websites. But most importantly, get into the shop. Get in there, get into their showrooms and experience this design journey for yourself.
At Easylife Kitchens, we design kitchens and our clients bring them to life. Your vision, our expertise, the perfect kitchen.